So it's time for tip number 5, and we are almost halfway through. So tip number 5 is very special for me, and I call that as love with discipline. So we generally feel in relationships only love is enough, but love is, I believe, a blend of many other emotions and many other facets of human behavior. And love is that, when you get all these things together, that's why love, the emotion called love, becomes really powerful. So one such thing is, before we get committed, we are, we get this dizzy feeling in our stomach, and we are like, oh wow, on cloud nine. And there's so much we do for our spouses and for our partners, and during the courtship period or the honeymoon period in marriage. And suddenly the fizz is out and everything returns back to routine and to normal. And we kind of forget that, the way we kind of discipline, we try to discipline our kids. I'm totally against punitive disciplining kids, but in a non-punitive way. There are various ways in which we can discipline, and we can set boundaries, and we can actually guide our kids and ourselves. So discipline is very important in life, definitely. Discipline is like those set of unspoken rules, and that if we follow, it will give us some results. So what I call this tip is it's very special to me, because I realized this sometime back in my marriage personally, where I realized that yes, one should be loving the other partner with a lot of discipline. We get so indisciplined in love. We assume that our partner will understand. We assume that it's okay not to remember an anniversary or so. It's okay not to make the other person feel special, or it's okay to it's okay. So this taken for granted, we kind of take our spouse especially, so much for granted. And in that entire thing, the identity of our relationship and that commitment and that love it all gets tossed. The priorities shuffle, and there's so much of stuff happening. So one simple tip is that love with discipline. So when you love your partner, so there has to be some discipline involved, which means that there are things that you're going to follow, that no matter what. One simple thing, if I have to tell you, there's a couple who came to me and they decided, I said, okay, so how are you going to love with discipline? You'll have to make your own rules and let me know. So they decided that no matter what, even if they're angry, they're upset, or they've had a fight or a squabble with each other, they will hug each other tight and sleep. So, and they have been following this since last like 5 years. So it's amazing how it helps, because it kind of calms you down, and you're not carrying the battle forever. And then it kind of puts you into the next mode where, okay, you feel fine. We've had a fight, but I don't have to extend it where I go and sleep in the other bedroom and he or she sleeps alone. So a simple thing like this, or maybe a simple ritual. I remember those 70s time when I've seen so many of my uncles and so many elders, in fact, I've seen that this, they would get flowers for their wives, and that was a ritual, whether they fight or they don't fight. So something like love is a discipline means that you kind of stop taking your partner for granted, kind of decide some ground rules to pamper each other, to care for each other, to show that you love. It can be by speaking, it can be through actions, it can be by expressing your emotions, or it can be a ritual that you do without fail. Sometimes, like simple things like giving, when your wife wakes up, you giving her the coffee in her hand, like early morning. And let's say you have a fight, and you the next day she wakes up and there's no coffee mug, and then that becomes much more obvious that, oh, every day you give me, so you are still upset on me. And then the fight continues. So irrespective of your fights, of your disagreements, of your you can say whatever issues you have, I think you need to weave, and you need to have your own special moments. And that is what I mean by love is, love with discipline. Don't just abandon love. Don't just abandon your partner in between just because you're so moody or you're not able to deal with whatever. So love with discipline is the other tip. I don't know if you will like this, because this is a little different, thoda sa hatke. So I hope you will practice this and let me know. Simple activity for this would be, again, sit down and ask yourself, what are the things that I would like to do to show my love to my partner? What are the things? 3 things, 4 things, 5 things, and what are the things that I can consistently do? What can I do on a consistent basis as a part and as a reflection of my love? Of course, every action that we do in a relationship, like I cook for my love and I take care of everything, I agree that all that is love. But other than the routine, what are the simple things that I can do in and accommodate that in my routine to show my husband that yes, I do love you. So when you decide to lose weight, or when you try to decide to get fitter, or if you want to run a marathon, there's so much involved. There's diet involved, there's you can say gymming involved, and a lot of exercises and stuff involved. There's good sleep involved, and all these ingredients you have to you have to follow it with a lot of discipline to get the real results. So similarly, if you want your marriage to be exciting, if you want it to be happy, healthy, and sound and peaceful, you will have to love with discipline. And that's what I mean by love with discipline. So try and find out what's your discipline routine to love your partner. I hope this tip was useful, and I hope it was enlightening. And do send me your experiences, your comments, and your feedback. I'd be really, really happy to connect with you. Thank you.